One evening, under the starry skies of Sedona, Mono entered a deep meditative state, reflecting on many of the teachings he had encountered during his journey. Recently, a phrase had captured his curiosity: to place the ego within the throne of the heart. He had heard it spoken in spiritual circles, and he knew there was a deeper meaning he needed to understand. With a focused mind and an open heart, Mono connected with the energy of Horus, the ancient Egyptian god of the sky and kingship, who was known for his wisdom on matters of the heart and balance between the material and spiritual realms. As Horus's presence filled the space around him, Mono felt a calm but powerful energy settle in. The falcon-headed god appeared in his mind's eye, radiating strength and clarity. Mono, ever curious and humble, asked, "Horus, I've been reflecting on a phrase I've heard, to place the ego within the throne of the heart. Could you explain what this means and how it applies to our spiritual journey?" "Ah, Mono, that is indeed a powerful saying. To place the ego within the throne of the heart speaks to the alignment of the self, where the mind, the ego, and the heart work together in balance, led by the deeper truth of love and higher consciousness. The ego in its natural state is not your enemy. It serves a purpose. It helps you navigate the physical world, to maintain your identity, and to express your individuality. But when the ego seeks the throne for itself, when it tries to dominate or control, it loses its way. That's when people become disconnected from their higher selves, lost in illusions of separation, power, and control. So the ego isn't bad, but it needs to be guided?" Exactly. The heart is the seat of your soul, the throne where divine love, wisdom, and compassion reside. It is the center of your true essence. When you place the ego within the throne of the heart, it means allowing the heart, the essence of your higher self, to lead, while the ego serves the heart's purpose. In this way, the ego becomes aligned with love, unity, and the greater good. So the ego shouldn't try to take control, but instead, it should serve the heart. Yes, when the ego serves the heart, it becomes a powerful tool for expressing your soul's purpose. It allows you to interact with the world, to create, and to share your gifts without becoming lost in selfish desires or fear. The ego, when aligned with the heart, acts with humility and strength, not for its own gain, but for the benefit of all. But how can someone place the ego within the heart? Is there a way to practice this? It is a practice of mindfulness, Mono, of cultivating awareness in every moment. First, recognize when the ego is trying to sit on the throne, when it is driven by fear, pride, or the desire for control. When this happens, bring your attention to the heart, to the center of love within you. Ask yourself, how can I act from the heart in this moment? What would love, compassion, or wisdom do here? When you shift your focus to the heart, the ego naturally follows and begins to serve a higher purpose. So it's about staying aware, noticing when the ego is acting out of fear or pride, and then consciously choosing to act from love instead. Precisely. Over time, as you practice this, the ego becomes a servant of the heart, naturally aligned with your higher self. It no longer seeks the throne for itself, because it understands its true place, serving the divine wisdom and love that resides within you. Thank you, Horus. I understand now that the ego isn't something to be rejected, but something to be guided by the heart. Indeed, Mono, the ego, when placed within the throne of the heart, becomes a powerful ally on your journey, helping you manifest your soul's purpose in the world. Remember, the heart is the seat of your divine essence. Let it guide you, and all will fall into place. As Horus's presence began to fade, Mono sat quietly. He knew now that the path to balance was not about denying the ego, but about allowing the heart to lead. With a deep breath, Mono opened his eyes to the serene world around him, feeling more centered than ever. He was ready to continue his journey, knowing that his heart was the true throne, and with the ego aligned to its wisdom, he would walk the path of truth, compassion, and balance.